Does that make sense?
A-firm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So basically, a SMEAC is all about breaking down the plan to your boys very swiftly. Post-briefing, you'll sit there just before you head on out. You'll break down the plan to your boys. Ideally, in sort of 30, maximum 60 seconds, you want to make sure you can get all of the information everyone in the squad needs really quickly. Make sure you're all on the same page, you know exactly what you're doing and where you're going. That's pretty much it. That's what a SMEAC is. What we'll do, excuse me. What we'll do then is we'll run through an example of a SMEAC, and then we'll have each of you guys get an example, and then try and give it back to us. That makes sense?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Does anyone want clarification on the letters before we go ahead?
Can I get another?
Yeah, one more time doesn't hurt.
So, the simplest way is S is situation, which is what is happening. The M is mission, which is what we are doing. The E is execution, which is how we will do it. The A is admin and logistics.
Admin
and
and
logistics, which is what you are going to need in order to complete and execute the way you've just described. And then finally C is command and comms, which is who will be leading and where you'll be talking. For the most part, we find that the A and the C is usually very short and is not the most useful. C being the least useful because you should already know who's in charge and you should already know what radio you're on, so it may just be the case that for the most part you'll just skip it, which would be fine. But in this situation we want to include it just to make sure you understand the full acronym. Everyone happy with that?
Yep.
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 Excellent. Right, so Lofty, are you ready to state a SMEAC?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to provide an example of a situation, basically, and then, excuse me, Lofty's going to go through the acronym and complete a SMEAC to all of us fairly quickly. Now, I would say you're always best giving it a minute and thinking about it. You don't have to answer immediately. The whole point is you'll have been in a briefing, you'll have had time to think about it, then you'll tell your boys, then you'll go. So that time there, you're always free to just take a moment to think, because as we say, similar with Clear, you want to make sure the information you're giving is as accurate as possible, because any inaccuracies will get people killed.
Yep.
Right, now I need to decide what situation I'm giving you.
There's going to be fun as well because there's 8 of them. There's a potential that we're going to run out of situations and I'm going to have to get very creative.
Yeah. So, Lofty, your situation is there's a heretical listening post that needs to be neutralized.
Okay. So, the situation is there's a heretical listening post that needs to be dealt with. The mission is the exact same. The execution, by the way as well, this wasn't stated to let you know, during these SMEACs, you only have a section of 9 men. So you don't want to be Vix, it's always just 9 men.
That's a fair point.
Yes, back dude.
In that section of 9 men, do we have any marksmen, any special weapons?
So that's down to you. That's down to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, so it's a heretical listening post. We need to take it out. Situation and mission are the same. The execution, we're going to go there, cautiously moving in it because they'll probably have eyes in the area, try and find the best cover to get into it, and then hopefully get a drop on them and take them out. Now, for the admin, what I want to be taking is potentially a marksman that can stay back and keep an eye out over the scene, a medic in case any wounded happen, and then just to be safe as well, I will take a combat engineer so they can demo any kit that they brought up there with them, if they've got any radios or anything to listen in on. And then obviously the comms in command are me and the Moscow comms.
Yeah, fairly simple, fairly to the point. You'll notice sometimes the situation, the mission, are one and the same. That's totally fine. Obviously, in this scenario, we're specifically going through the letters, which is why Lofty made the point of saying situation and mission are the same. When you're explaining it to your boys, you can obviously break it down. This is more a framework of what you should be thinking of when you do this sort of thing. So obviously, as long as you're following through with the spirit of the acronym, I don't really care. As long as the point and the content gets across, that's absolutely fine. Do you want to give me one, Lofty?
Yeah, one thing I will point out as well, this is broad strokes, so it isn't micromanagement. You don't need to be telling them exactly everything. So for the execution, you don't need to be like, we're going to be in a staggered column, blah, blah. You can do that whilst you're on the ground, because no plan survives contact with the enemy. Another thing as well, as you will have noticed, when I was giving my admin and logistics, I didn't tell the other guys who weren't going to be specialist roles to bring las guns or bring 10 mags of ammo, because this should already be a case anyways. If you're telling your lads to bring las guns, or if you have to tell them to bring las guns, what the fuck's happened? Why don't they have las guns? So it's broad strokes. Trust me, we've had SMIACs that have got into really weird details. Okay, Cassian, your situation is you're going to be patrolling a enemy. Going to be patrolling a enemy choke point.
Right, copy that. Just to clarify, is this a choke point held by enemies, or we will be patrolling a choke point against?
Sorry, I worded that badly. We're going to be patrolling a choke point, and there's been reports of enemy in the area.
Copy that. Right. Now, feel free to take a minute to think. Right, so the situation is we've been ordered to patrol a choke point. Enemies are likely to assault. The mission is the same. We will be patrolling this choke point. The execution would be myself and my squad. We will move from where we are to the choke point. We will split into two separate teams. Either side of the choke point, we will have two stubbers come with us to provide covering fire. And I've actually skipped straight to admin, sorry boys. Yeah, execution is split between two teams. Hold either edge of the choke point to ensure maximum defensive abilities. Administration in this case would be bring two stubbers and bring an anti-tank specialist in order to be able to deal with any potential larger number of hostiles and or vehicles. Comms and communication is I will be in charge and will be on squad comms. I hope that sort of makes sense. Again, it's not a perfect science. Ultimately, as long as you get the point across, that's what you want. Is that all good?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Aye, Cap.
Is anyone particularly confident that they can give a SMIAC?
Oh yeah, I got it.
I can try.
Should we just go down the line, because all of them have to do it anyways?
They do. I was just hoping someone who's particularly confident and get the ball rolling to boost the rest of their morale.
It's okay. As we get to the bottom of it, it'll be easier for them. Okay.
That's fine.
Do you want to?
No, you come up with one for. We'll start with Rex. Now, Rex, feel free to take a minute to really think about it before you answer. That's totally fine. But Lofty will give you a lovely situation.
Okay, Rex, you are going to be relieving friendly forces from a defensive position that has been taking contact.
Alright, so the situation is that we are going to be moving forward to relieve some friendly forces who have been taking enemy contact. The mission is exactly the same. Execution, we're going to do pretty much exactly that. Move forward, make contact, and then relieve friendly forces. For administration, we're going to want some Vox, probably some Medicaid, and I can't really see much else beyond that. Maybe some AT. And then for comms and command, I'm in command and standard squad radio.
Okay, that was all sound. My only point would be, if you're moving into a defensive position, like I say, you can do this however you want, but if you're moving into a defensive position, a stubber really would go a long way. But like I say, this is completely down to you as your mission, how you want to execute it. Cassian, do you want me to keep going, or do you have one for Deceptive?
I'm going to get some obscure ones for later down the line. If you've got some on hand, that'd be great.
I have a couple of obscure ones, but I can keep going. Okay, Deceptive. Frenchie, because he's a terrible pilot, has crashed outside the FOB, and you are tasked to go there and save his paperwork. So you are going to be a QRF. Also, I know you fly boys, but this is just going to be infantry based. So like I say, you just get a section of 9 men.
Okay. So, I would probably, well, situations, Frenchie's crashed somewhere and gotta recover his documents. So, mission would be just get our men just moving in like a fire line to the Valkyrie or whatever.
Okay, so you've skipped, you've done situation, but you've not done mission. You've skipped mission.
Well, the situation and mission will be the same, just...
Yep, that's fine.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
just
Yeah.
need you to state it so you got it.
Okay, I got you, yeah. So we'll get our boys going in the firing line towards Frenchie. Probably doing a Medicaid or so, just in case he's still alive. That'll be admin. Probably some AT, because if he got shot down, there's probably some armored vehicles that took him down. And probably a stubber, just to be sure, in case we experience heavy infantry contact, trying to get to him. And let's see. And then I'll be squad lead, because I can't think of anything else needing to be on squad comms.
Did you take any medics?
He did say
medic,
medic.
yeah.
I would. My only point is, when it comes to it, you don't need to tell your lads that you're going to be moving in a firing line. It's just executing how you're going to do it. So for that one, you just want to go in quick, grab any wounded, grab any important documents, and retreat, basically.
Yeah, so the very specifics of what you're doing are something you'll probably decide when you get there, because there's no guarantee you know exactly the terrain and things like that. So those sorts of things can change very quickly the second you arrive at where you're going. So just keep the SMEAC sort of zoomed out, if that makes sense. So don't be too specific. Yeah, keep it simple. You want your guys to sort of understand the basics of what's going on. You don't need it to be too in-depth, as I say, plans often change.
Yep. Okay. Dragon. I've already fucking. I need to think of one. Give me a second. Okay, so you are going to be capturing a HVT from an enemy compound.
I think he crashed.
I am going to be taking 2 recon, 1 medic, 1 stubber.
You've
skipped ahead. I've skipped
sorry.
ahead.
Oh, yeah,
No, that's
my bad.
fine. So remember, situation,
Yep.
mission, execution, then admin, and finally comms.
Just one sec. Just like break each thing down. So say situation, then go into what it is, and so on and so forth.
10-4.
You know, don't just say everything all in one big jumble.
Situation, retrieving a HVT from a compound. Mission would be the same. Execution.
No. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
it's
good.
dead.
You're good. Keep going.
Execution. Get a recon squad set up in overlooking the compound. Have a stubber back with one rifleman overlooking the troops as the rest breach.
Okay.
Alright, logistics. I kind of already did that with the recon. Getting one recon, one stubber, one medic. Or 2 recon, 1 stubber, and 1 medic. Comms and command, I will be in charge of comms and command.
Yeah, fair enough. You've pretty much hit it. I think, obviously, first time doing it. First time nerves is to be expected. Remember, guys, we will be asking you for SMEX in day 2, so feel free to practice amongst yourselves after this, or do your best and try and win it if you think you'll exit this one.
Always use these in actual ops, like before you doing ops. Brilliant. They're really useful for actually just getting information to your lads.
You basically got it. Just a bit of confusion there, but obviously that's to be expected, so that's all good. Spack, you're back.
Yes.
Awesome. Right. Do you have one for him, Lofty?
Yeah, okay, I'm going to get a bit more convoluted here because I'm already fucking running out of ideas. So, back dude, you are going to be boarding an enemy ship and clearing the ship.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Take your time.
Question.
Yep.
Yep.
Do I know what kind of ship this belongs to? Am I fighting Astartes? Am I fighting
It's up to
standard
you.
infantry?
So in these situations, really, you're going against infantry.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't send a section of 9 lads to go board an Astartes ship. That's insane.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so for situation, we are doing a boarding action against hostiles. Mission is the same. Execution, going to begin boarding, and we are going to make our way to the command deck, try and take out any command staff. That's the main objective. Try to destroy the main controls of the ship. Logistics, I will bring a medic, 2 flamers in case one goes down. They will mostly be in the front, clear everything. A team lead in case I am to go down, and the team lead can also, he'll be equipped with a bolter. Pretty heavy. Yes.
I will say for the execution, you just kind of said you're going to go on the ship and to the fucking thingy, and to the deck and take over.
Yeah, I would.
You need to explain how you are going to get onto the ship, and how you're going to get to the deck.
I would also make a point that Clear comes into this because the information you gave wasn't accurate. You said we're going to go take out the bridge and disable controls and take out. You said the main objective was the bridge. That wasn't the situation I gave you, and you said to take out the controls. That also wasn't anything that I told you to do. So we might have we wanted the ship cleared, but now you've just destroyed the controls, which we might want to have taken.
Okay. My apologies. I thought it was just boarding.
Yeah, so you're boarding and clearing. Those are that's what I told you to do. So like I said, accurate information that we're giving here.
But it's your first attempt, so it's understandable.
Yeah, my bad. I just went too much into detail. My apologies.
That's all right.
No, it's okay. If you want to just try that again.
Same scenario, or?
Yeah, same scenario.
There's an acronym that I like to follow. It's called KISS, and basically what it means is keep it simple, stupid. You know, so you want everything you're saying all the time to be as simple as possible and as straightforward. You know, you don't want to be going into fucking too much detail and dragging it longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, you need to make sure that the information you're giving can be understood by the simplest of guardsmen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so situation, we're boarding a ship, hostile ship, mission the same, mission.
No, it's execution.
No, execution, yeah, sorry, my apologies. Will be to clear the ship, go into the hallways, clear the ship, yep. Logistics, 2 flamers, a Vox operator, a medic, and a bolter. And comms and command, I or whoever's on the ship that we are on, whoever's in the command of the ship that we departed from.
No, for this situation, it's always you. You're in command.
Okay.
Okay, no, but that's fine.
But yeah, much better.
Sound. Right. Cass, if you have any more.
Yep. So Scumilk, you ready?
Yes, sir.
So your situation is that you need to secure a landing zone for an extraction.
Alright, situation is clear landing zone for extraction. Mission will be the same. To execute, we will get to the landing zone, form a perimeter, and secure that landing zone. The tech we're going to bring for to accomplish this will be an AT team, a heavy stubber, a medic, and a combat engineer. I will be in command, and squad comms are in effect.
Alright.
Fantastic.
Yeah, very good. The only thing that I would have done is for admin, make sure you guys have got like smoke grenades or whatever, obviously, to mark your location for the ALZ. That's what we typically do.
But that's very particular. I think, yeah, no, other than that, really well done, mate. Excellent. You've clearly understood that to a T.
Yeah.
Kampachi, are you happy?
Huh?
Are you ready to do a snap?
Sorry, I was doing something. But yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. As long as you do your smack correctly, that's no problem.
All right.
So, the situation we'll be giving to you is to establish a temporary checkpoint to search vehicles and personnel.
Checkpoint? All right. So, what was the first letter again? Was situation would be putting for a checkpoint. Mission's gonna be the same. Execution, which is gonna be fuck. What was the execution for again? I can't remember. Execution.
I'll give you a second to think.
Fuck, I totally forgot the execution.
So the execution is what you are doing to complete the mission.
To complete the mission, I'll probably bring a combat engineer, medic.
So that would be admin. So you've
shit.
skipped execution.
Oh shit,
there.
my bad.
That's fine. No, that's fine. So yeah, execution is what it is you're doing to complete that mission. So just try and think in this scenario, there's a checkpoint.
checkpoint. We're
You're
gonna be
there to
clearing
stop people and
out,
such.
stop
So what are you
vehicles,
doing?
clear vehicles, make sure there's no explosives on the people or vehicles, or any ambushes as well at the checkpoint. So for AdMech, I'll probably bring a combat engineer, medic, what they called, Stubbard. I think that's what they're called. Yeah,
Yeah.
two Stubbards and a heavy machine gunner.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I think, and AT just in case. And for clearing comms and command, I'll be taking over, and it will be in 45, the command.
Copy that. Right turn. Yeah, obviously some confusion there.
Yeah.
If you want to do another one again later, you let me know.
Okay.
But I would hope you understand that just now and take in what the next guys say. Hopefully their responses are as good as Scum's. So, Michael, are you ready?
Yep.
So, the situation you are in is there is an HVT at a point of interest that needs to be defended.
Okay, so the situation is an HVT that we need to defend at a point of interest. The mission is the same. The execution, we're going to go there, eliminate enemy forces, secure the HVT, and set up a defensive perimeter. For admin, we're going to need 2 stubbers, Medicae, and a combat engineer. And then I'm going to be command.
Very concise. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you've kept it simple enough, I think. That's fine. Quite pleased with that. So we'll end with Verbal. Are you there?
I'm here.
Now, it said you spoke, but I didn't hear you say anything.
Yes, I'm here.
Legend. Right. The final one. Oh, God. What am I coming up with now? You've been tasked with escorting AdMech to retrieve information from a hostile base.
Okay, the situations will be escorting AdMech to recover, you say intelligence?
Yeah, that's
intel. The mission is the same. We will move along the MSR towards the enemy location, engage the enemy at their site, and provide a perimeter so AdMech can scour the area. We will be taking a Medicae to ensure that the AdMech stays alive until they reach the destination. A heavy stubber team to ensure the position is defended properly. And I will be taking lead on this, and the comms will just be 52 tax 0.
Yep, righto. Any thoughts?
That sound.
One. Yeah, no, I agree. Fantastic. Right. Well done, guys. Quite pleased with that. As I say, you don't always have to follow it to the letter of the law. The purposes of a SMEAC is ultimately for you to get this information across to your boys to make sure that they know what the hell's going on as succinctly and simply as possible, while still making sure you sort of cover every detail that might be relevant and important to them. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, guys. Well done.
Yeah, there wasn't too much. Sorry, there wasn't too much craziness there either. The one that I gave Rex, I always use that one because I once had someone tell me, because I told them they were going in a defensive position, I had someone tell me they were going to be, for admin and logistics, bringing dirt mounds. They're going to be bringing the dirt mounds with them. Are you just going to fill the Chimera full of dirt there? Brilliant. We also had another one who, during the admin and logistics, he directly named his squad members. So he just started talking to people that weren't there. It was me and Irish stood on a roof by ourselves, and he just started talking to people that weren't there. And we were like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Well, I'm talking to my squad. These are the men I'm going to be leading." And I was like, "Not every single fucking time, mate. Like, what happens if you fucking go to a public op and you're fucking in charge? Just start renaming people so you can fucking have them fall into your fucking ideal world."
No, literally. What do you want to say?
This the same man that failed? Please
No.
tell me so.
No, completely different man. He passed,
so
actually.
that's what we mean. So you really shouldn't be failing today, and for the moment, none of you are. So I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah. So some specs people come up with some very strange, shall we say, examples. They'll make all sorts of things up, and God bless or Emperor bless these individuals. Hopefully they don't write any of their own sort of fan fiction about this stuff, because it can be a bit wild. But I don't know, I think for the most part you guys have hit smack on the head. Quite pleased with that. Day 2, as I say, we will be asking you guys to do one based on scenarios and situations you may encounter on the day. So if you guys want any practice, feel free to message myself, feel free to message Lofty, I'm sure. Always here to help you guys out. Obviously we want you guys all to succeed where possible. We'll move on to the next one. There are some more, I'm afraid. The next one sounds funny to anyone either younger or less mature, but it's OCOC. OCOC is OAKOC. The purposes of OCOC is basically reading the terrain, you understanding the situation in front of you based on what you can see and what that means for you, your squad, etc. You may receive orders to go somewhere from an officer who can't see where you're going. They may be completely oblivious to the terrain that you're approaching, etc. So it's key that you're able to either relay that information that you can see back to the officer, or you can relay it to your squad, obviously situation dependent. So yeah, OCOC. Do you want to run through OCOC with them, Lofty?
Yeah, one sec. I've literally just closed my fucking document by mistake.
That's all right.
Can I just confirm OAKOC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oscar Alpha Kilo.
Alpha.
Oscar Charlie.
Thank you.
Wait. So OAKOC?
Yes.
Can someone just spell it out?
Yeah. OAKOC.
Oh, there's another A?
Oh, it's just like O.
Yeah, like the tree oak OC, as Rex said.
Oh, okay.
OC.
Okay. So the first letter, O, stands for observation and fields of fire. So this is who sees who first. So in any engagement, you want to make sure that you are the one who spotted the enemy first. Usually the first person who sees the enemy is the one who wins that engagement. Okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now, the second... Sorry?
Oh, nothing. I was talking to someone, my apologies.
Right, okay. Okay, the second letter, A, is avenues of approach. So this is enemy movement route, so where they will likely be coming from, where they can move once they start getting engaged.
Yep.
Okay. The K stands for key terrain. So this is control points, places where you could get your men into a better position over the enemy, where you'll be able to observe them moving in, better cover, things like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The second O stands for obstacles. So this is rivers, walls, Things that
Obstacles.
will impede your movement. Minefields are a key example of this. So for us, for example, if we put down a minefield, that is a control point. If the enemy puts down a minefield, that is an obstacle. So it's anything that will impede your movement, your effectiveness on the battlefield.
So yeah, a lot of the time, key terrain and obstacles can overlap. Obviously, a river can be a piece of key terrain if you're using it, but a river can be an obstacle if it's advantageous to the enemy and it's something that inhibits your ability.
Yeah. Same with like a tower. So if you're on a tower, brilliant. You've got full 360 view. You can see the enemy a mile off. Brilliant. So that's a control point for you, key terrain. But if the enemy's in that tower, that's now an obstacle. You have to get in there. You have to clear it. They'll have fucking vision on you long before you get there. It's an issue. So yeah, a lot of these do swap around depending on the situation. And the final one, the C, stands for cover and concealment. There's protection versus visibility. Now, before I explain it, does anyone know the difference between cover and concealment?
Cover and concealment.
Yes.
Scum Milky, you put your hand up first.
Cover is something that will stop a bullet or protect you from, like, harm. Concealment will just stop someone from seeing it.
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, a wall is cover, a bush is concealment. Okay, that's it. It's not a very in-depth one that you need to go into, especially cover and concealment. I'm fairly sure you'll understand what las rifles will go through compared to what will stop them.
Aye, so OCOC, OC, however you want it said. We're not going to be stringent on you guys sort of saying that in that particular order or anything. The whole purpose of that is just to teach you guys things that you need to be focusing on. So if you're giving orders, you're giving instruction to your boys, you're relaying information, those are key things you need to make sure that you're focusing on, because those will impact the battlefield both in your immediate area, could impact the battlefield for the wider regiment as well. So it's just something to keep at the back of your mind as you're moving around.
Overcock is really what you're observing to make sure that you come out on top of any engagement. Before you go into an engagement, if you know that you can see the enemy, brilliant. Well, you've seen them first at line of fire. So you need to be observing all of these situations, these points to make sure that, one, you're going to get the better advantage on the enemy, the better terrain, the better cover, whatever it may be, what might impede you if you try and do any flanking maneuvers, things like that. So it's making sure that you are at the most advantageous point that you can be. And then once again, other way around, if you get ambushed or caught by the enemy first, it's something then you need to observe very quickly. Or if you're walking in somewhere where you think you're going to get ambushed by the enemy, it's something you need to observe to know how to get out of that situation. It's the reverse as well. So, you're observing the fields of fire, you're observing any routes that the enemy may move in on, or where you can move out of, any obstacles that might be in the way of you doing a fast retreat out of an area, things like that. Any questions?
No. Negative on question.
Okay, 2 people have responded there, lads. Once again, we would need responses.
Yes, that's all clear.
Understand.
Good.
Yep, verbal, Compatriot.
Yep, understood.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit just like writing down the stuff. So
No, you're all good. If you need time to write the stuff down, just let us know.
Yeah,
To
worst
be clear,
case, if you have... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Sven.
I'm just gonna go over them all with you. If that's fine, unless you want to say what you want first.
That's totally fine. Yeah, go ahead.
To observation, make sure you spot first. Avenues of approach where the enemy can be moving
observation.
from. Key terrain where you can move your men. Strategic locations. Obstacles, things that will impede your movement. Concealment / cover, wall is cover, bushes concealment. Correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
That is the That's the simple distilled version, yeah. That's it, very broken down. Exactly that, yeah.
Okay, yep, that's what I got.
Alright,
Okay.
I sort of got that. I'm just writing the last things in my
Copy.
notes.
No problem. Yeah, as I say, if you guys have any questions at the end of this, myself and Lofty are an open book. Happy to help you guys out. If there's any confusion from the lesson and stuff, just give us a shout. Happy to help you guys out, obviously. So let's do a little bit of actually making use of OCOC. What I'll do is I'm going to check on the map quick and see. I'm going to put a scenario down somewhere on the map that see if Lofty or myself can sort of go through OCOC just to clarify what we see based on the map.
Yeah, do you want to go into GM and just teleport us somewhere? That'll be
Yeah, I can do that. I'll be 2 seconds, guys.
There's a battleship right there.
We're not doing OCOC on a battleship. That would be
awful.
Very singular. Observing the full terrain on a single ship isn't going to be any use.
Could do it here if you want to change the terrain up. You go.
We just go a little bit south and we head to the cliff edge.
I'll just let Cassian do his thing.
Oh yeah, of course. My apologies.
No, you're all good.
Okay. Oh look, we find ourselves here. This road is an enemy road.
I'm just going to teleport Korax away because he's definitely missed way too much for us to...
yeah, that's fine. He can just come back. So, this situation makes sense, this spot makes sense. So, OCOC for here. Situation basically being, this is an enemy road, you guys have to make sure you hold it. So, we'll start from the very top. So, observations of fields of fire, who sees who first, who shoots who first. From this sort of area, you guys are defending. So, let's say, for example, here's a fort. There's some lovely walls, you know, some a defilade, there's concealment, cover, etc. So, anyone want to answer, give us the O for observations and fields of fire.
There's observation over there in that mountain hill, all the way to 329. I don't know.
Hill at 325. If there's anyone posted up there, that's probably who will see who first.
Yeah.
And also the bunker right next to us in the south side.
Yeah.
The road itself is a pretty good field of fire.
I suppose you could use the tree line at 008. Good spotting.
We can use the tree line over there in southeast 140. The one right behind us.
Yeah. As I say, this is kept simple. This is just you guys keeping an eye out, see what makes sense to you. I think for the most part, everything you guys have said.
Or
makes
that
sense.
lighthouse up there in northwest 312.
Yeah, so for example, this area we're stood in right now, for observation and fields of fire, is actually terrible for all of you. Because we're in a ditch, so that means that the enemy is going to have a lot more cover moving up to see us and be poking their heads over those hills. They could be on top of those hills. They'll see us long before we see them because we can't be around this area. Because these are all things
Our
that you need to
sight
consider.
lines are very limited.
Yeah.
So obviously in that scenario, you've got options. You can either make yourself harder to see, or you can make it so that you can see the enemies better, etc. We'll fly on to avenues of approach. In this scenario, obviously avenues of approach is being where you think likely movement routes are. I would hope to think that you guys can answer at least the most obvious one. If anyone wants to have a go at that. Or Scum says the blatantly obvious thing immediately. Yeah, precisely. Avenues of approach here is dead simple. The expectation is things are moving along this road. Then you level that up, saying things like
Probably the hill
hostile
line.
contact could be in defilades, and that's an avenue of approach because things can move along this defilade without necessarily being seen. Things can come from behind here. Anywhere you can't see could be an avenue of approach. But yeah, for the most part, keeping it nice and simple is this road is the main avenue of approach, the most likely point where enemy movement is likely to come from.
One of the better options when it comes to avenues approach, well, for the entire Vorkok really, one of the better things to think about is always just think, what would I do? And then just apply that to the enemy, so you can prepare for it in that scenario. So you look at something and just go, if I was going to move in on that target, where would I come from? What would I do? What are my options? And then just apply that to the enemy.
Precisely. So we're hit with key terrain now. So you're here. You've got a little bit of time. What's the key terrain for us?
That
What
ditch
wins
on our
us
right.
the fight?
The bunker, I'd say. Hill.
Both
Yeah,
correct
the
so far.
stone hill to the north there.
I agree.
That lighthouse?
Always...
Is that lighthouse close enough that we could consider that a threat?
No, not unless there's a sniper in it.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. It's worth you having dropping your binos out and having a look. But yeah, for the most part, sort of key terrain where the fight is won. Yeah, where you're stood exactly right now. Obviously, guys are a bit in the open. Not ideal. Get yourselves off the road into ditches. If you're taking contact, the ditch, the bunker. That's a classic bit of key terrain. If you have bunker, you've got yourself solid cover all the way around in that scenario. I know you guys haven't looked at it from the map necessarily, but yeah, that's a fairly defensible position. You're inside that bunker, no one's going to be hurting you unless you poke your head out. Gives you control. Now we'll hit with some obstacles. Anyone got any obstacles they spot?
Barbed wire on the fortress. Oh, I guess that's an obstacle to the enemy.
Either way, if we don't
depends.
own the fort, it is an obstacle, yeah. If we do own the
open
fort,
field.
then that's a good thing.
That big old hill I pointed out at 334 from my position.
Yep.
That, if that's
Possible.
garrisoned,
Sorry.
Right.
Possible landmines that might put on the road if we're attacking this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. The roads themselves are always obstacles, regardless. If we're in enemy territory, they're always going to be used by vehicles, and they're most likely going to be watched all the time. So you don't want to be ever going down the road if it can be avoided. So yeah,
however,
the road itself is an obstacle.
with regards to mines, you can't see any mines on this road, so that isn't an obstacle you're seeing.
No, but the road is an obstacle, well, regardless of mines or not.
Would lack of cover be considered an obstacle?
Yeah,
well, it would be you.
anything. An obstacle for you guys is anything that would hinder your movement, would make you easier to spot, basically. That's what. So, like I said before, crossing a road. Roads generally don't have fucking bushes, trees, walls. Those are a fucking road. So if for your squad to say come down here and get across, you'd be going out in the open. So therefore, going out in the open is a big no-no. That'd be a big obstacle for you guys to overcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the same could be said for this big open field to our right.
Yeah, that is an obstacle. Anything that fucking puts you guys at risk, moving about, that is an obstacle.
An obstacle isn't an object. An obstacle is a hurdle that needs to be overcome. So,
for
as
example,
Gyro said, open space is bad because in open space you're a target.
Yeah. For example, like you said, that hill is a perfect obstacle because if the enemy controls that, you getting up that is going to be fucking very difficult. They're moving slower. The enemy have a height advantage on you, so they're in more cover than you and can shoot down on you whilst you have to try and get up that. Moving across the field again, another one. You're right out in the open. The enemy could be in any corner of that field, covered in. lovely, you know, see like this defilade, they could be just laying in this defilade waiting for you to be out in the open and then they can hit you. There's things that you need to maneuver around or deal with in a certain way, so it's not always, like I said, it's not always an object. It's something that you would have to potentially maneuver around.
Precisely. Excellent. Right, and then the final one, cover and concealment. Has anyone got any cover they can spot?
Those bushes over there, like right in front of us. I don't know. I don't know how you guys point, so
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how to
Pretty
point,
much,
so I
To
can't
the
say.
west, but yeah, that's
Right
definitely
bumper
over there.
and right on the D-pad if you're on controller. Or
What was the button again?
Concealment.
The tree line, 022.
It's okay, you don't need to give us...
Behind us.
Yeah, you don't need to give us bearings and the compass, that's fine.
Oh, what? I don't know what I just pressed on my shit. I think I just pressed the camera on my shit. I was trying to point. I don't know how I did this. Trying to take it off.
Maybe?
Shit, that'll get you killed if you try to cross it.
Okay, I'm back.
No, it's ground that you can't see, so it's ground that can be used to your advantage or the enemy's advantage. Big thing like, you know, these defilades. So, say you're on the top of a hill, you can see you've got a good vantage point around you, blah blah blah. But what you can't see is the ground below the top of the hill. Unless you're on the very edge of that hill, you can't see the ground below it. So, that is what you would call dead ground. So exactly like this, you know, you've got these defilades. You can see, if you're up here, you can see it. But if someone's down here, you know, you can't necessarily see that person. They can use this to move. So dead ground is a thing to look out for all the time, you know, especially in hill-rich environments like this.
Yeah. Even like the space behind that bunker, do you know what I mean? Like you have no idea what's behind that.
Yeah.
Could be a tank.
Exactly. Okay, but yeah, concealment. Whoever said the defilades are actually cover because they're solid. You can use them as cover. You don't want to be using a tree well, technically you can kind of use a tree as cover, but you don't want to use a bush as cover because you're going to get shot.
No.
I understand.
Yeah, it doesn't keep you safe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cover,
Right.
concealment, hard cover, soft cover, you know.
Yeah, for the most part, again, similar to Smirk, this is sort of an idea being taught. You don't necessarily need to be explicitly going through the list, telling everyone around you everything you see all the time. It's obvious.
No.
It's situation by situation. When the situation merits telling people this stuff, you now should know. You should have an idea of the things you need to be focusing on and the reasons why you're focusing on them. It just builds this into how you communicate and when you communicate.
Yeah, it's more so you are just aware of your environment. You don't need to be going through a list telling everyone like, oh, this is where all your cover points are. No, you just need to be aware of it so you can plan for any eventuality.
No. As future squad leaders, this is things that you should always be considering when you are leading your squad, you know. Avenues of approach that you can use. Like I said, dead ground, you know. Do you want to go down that road? Do you want to use this hill? What you can utilise to your advantage. You always want to be thinking this as a squad lead, you know. At the end of the day, it's your decision that may lead to your men dying or you having the jump on the enemy themselves. So you always want to be, no matter where you are, thinking, what's the best way I can do this? And that's exactly what fucking OCOC is. What's the best way for you guys to get around the situation at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Cassian?
Aye, excellent, fantastic, guys. So, something OCOP helps you do is ambushing. What we're going to do quickly is just cover the sort of basics of ambush. We'll ask you guys what you think the basics of an ambush are. You guys will elaborate. We'll confirm, we'll clarify, we'll make sure you guys understand exactly what's going on start to finish, so that yourselves can deal with and set up an ambush should you require it, as well as how to counter one should you find yourselves in one. Spoiler alert, as a squad leader, you will find yourself in an ambush probably often on this server, so it's always best to know what to do. So yeah, basically the essentials of an ambush. We'll start with one obvious one, which is the kill zone.
Holy man.
Don't know what Teapot's done, but
Jesus fucking Christ.
okay, yeah.
What the
Rest in
fuck?
peace, Bastion. Anyway, we'll swing back to a kill zone. It sounds